So we are on the chapter 3 of the Shanti Gita, and we are reading that Arjuna was putting this question that what is Maya, which is very unique, and what is called ignorance, avidya, two terms. They are nitya, they are eternal, or they are unreal or non-eternal. What is this nature of them? Please tell me. That was the question on verse number 16. And then Sri Bhagavan said that Maya is composed of 3 different gunas, and it is beginningless, because we do not know when this ignorance started, when this Maya started, and anadi, utpatti rahita anadi, it is beginningless, and it is a natural phenomena. Next one. So that I can see everyone. So, and it is said, but it is not real, but it appears to be real. And it can be said, what is the definition of Maya? Maya is there. Well, yes, I see it. I am acting, interacting. We are in the realm of this Maya, in which we are attached, we suffer, we cry, we weep, we smile. So it is there. But it is not it. No, it is not there. Well, why? Why? Because when knowledge dawns, the people who are realized people, for them this world does not exist. Like we people who go to deep sleep, the world does not exist for us. World is now. When you dream world, another world is there. But when you go to sleep, neither this world or that world remains. So, it's not there. So it can be said, it is there, it is not there. It is there for the ignorant people, it is not there for the people of illumination. So that was the earlier reading. But this Maya rests on Brahman, this absolute consciousness. Like the ripples and waves lives on the substratum of the ocean. Ocean is the ground upon which all the waves. It is big wave, small wave, bubble, ripple, everything. So this world is like bubble and ripple on the ground of that ocean of consciousness. And it is the power of Brahman that manifests. That is called the Maya. It is the power inherent in Brahman. When it manifests sometime, we call it Maya. Like that you are all sitting here. Some of you are talented with music. But I don't know that you know music. But when you sing a song, then you say, oh, he's a musician. The musician doesn't come out of anything but from you. So Brahman has the potential power of manifesting as universe. When it is manifested, we call it Maya, a spell of Maya. And when it is not, it's called Brahman. So this is the idea. And Maya has 2 aspects. One is the covering aspect. It covers the idea that it is Brahman. And it creates new things, this world, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, the table, chair, everything is as real. So it is a new creation, like in a white screen in the movie hall. Everything is created, projected. Nothing is there, but it appears. You cannot deny that you can see. And you get emotional attachment, you can get suffering, you can get excitement. Seeing this is called a projection. So projection and covering, the 2 aspects of Maya. Maya first covers our real identity, that we are Brahman. And Maya projects that I am the body, and this is my world of living, this is my money, this is my house, this is my room, this is my friend, this is my enemy. It is all created in that realm. So that is but what is the difference between then Maya and Avidya? Avidya means individual ignorance. You have some ignorance, I have my ignorance. As a part of God's creation, we are all one. As a part of creation, everything has its own charm, beauty. But we add our ignorance on it and say, I like it. You may like one thing, I may dislike the same thing. But the object has been created by God. Say a little flower, say flower, say poison oak, is created by God. But we hate it because when it starts, we touch it, we get the itching, no? I dislike it. But some people may be using that poison oak for some other reason, they may like it. There is nothing in the world absolutely liked by all or disliked by all. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people like spicy food, some people like some other varieties. So, but where it comes from? It comes from individual choice, we call individual ignorance, that is technically called avidya. Individual ignorance is called avidya. Cosmic ignorance is called Maya. Brahman, which has potential power to manifest, and that Maya Shakti creates this entire universe of name and form, and everything is changing in that. But I am also one of the creation. But I have my own projection also. I like one thing, I dislike other thing. You like maybe what I dislike, I may like what you dislike. So these are coming because of our individual choice. In Vedanta they call avidya. So this much we read. Now to the 22nd verse we onward, we just quickly pass through these verses. It is not new reading, but we are recapitulating. But while recapitulating, it becoming a new reading itself. Now, 22nd verse, what we start today, of 3rd chapter, it says, Maya avidya navibhinna. Maya, the cosmic ignorance, and avidya, my individual ignorance, are not too different. Samasti besti rupata. What is the total, your ignorance, my ignorance, his ignorance, everyone's ignorance added together is called Maya. As if Maya is a bigger picture and avidya is individual. So, Maya avidya navibhinna, they are not collective and individual perspective. Only one is collective aspect, another is the individual aspect. I separate from you, and there I differ with you. But I am a product of ignorance, you are also a product of ignorance. That's a product of Maya, and there is no difference. So Maya and avidya are not too different, only in an individual perspective or a cosmic perspective. So from the collective and individual perspective, Maya and avidya are certainly not different. The combination of Maya and avidya are one alone, but she is thought as many. So, but this combination, when it plays, all the ripples and waves are nothing but play of water on the ground of the ocean. And they are different. Each wave is different from the other wave. Each person is different from the other. So, individually, as you appear, this ignorance, but it is a part of the whole. So that's why that is the difference. One is called the cosmic level or total level, collective level, and one is called the individual level. Now, but where does this Maya stands? Verse number 23. Chidasraya chitibhasya vishayang tang karotihi avritya chit sabhabang sat vikshepang janayet tataha. He says that standing on the support of consciousness, standing on the support of the ocean, what happens? All the waves and ripples are coming, no? So standing on the support of consciousness, and how do you know it? Because it is revealed by the light of consciousness. How we see things? By the light. What light? This electric light. But no, when this light stops, low power failure, what happens? This light goes. What light you see? You see the moon's light. When moon's light goes away, what light you see? Stars' light you see. When stars' light go away, what light you see? Light of the mind. When the mind goes away, what do you see? That is, you cannot say what is that. So, you see the light, self-effulgent light. That's why it is said, and there is Upanishad, this few analysis is there. You see by the light of the consciousness inside. Everything drops. Even in your deep sleep, everything drops. But you see there. How you see? If you don't see, how do you remember afterwards? That's why there is a seer. Who is that? Who illumines that? It is self-illumined. It is self-luminous. They are like a sun. No one takes a flashlight to see whether it is sun, let me find out. We don't try to find out sun with a flashlight. So, the self-conscious entity reveals itself. Standing on the support of this consciousness is Maya, revealed by the consciousness. This Maya makes herself the subject matter. And it appears that, oh, this is so real. Therefore, thereafter covering the nature of consciousness, the Maya generates projections from the existence. So this is to be understood. Maya has two roles, one covering aspect, another projection aspect. And then similarly, the only cosmic consciousness, what is called Brahman, is the only reality. And this potential power in it, when it rises, it is called by Maya Shakti, the power of Maya manifest. An infinite number of ripples, waves, and everything happens, this, which is this universe. And it is revealed by the light of consciousness. So there is only consciousness, but it is a misapprehension as the world, as me, as you. "24th. said, Arjuna said, the Sad Brahmo Saktirya Maya Saupi Nassa Bhavet Katham. Jodi Mithya hi sa Maya Nasastasya Katham Bada. Now putting a philosophical question, Arjuna says that you are saying two things, that it is all come from consciousness. Okay, if it comes from consciousness, then it is eternal. So no one can destroy that. If it is not, that which is unreal appears as real. No. Now we got it. Let me find out this. He says that 24th verse. Sadbrahma Shaktirja, tell me how Maya, which is the power of Brahman, which is eternal, can be subject to destruction. Then Maya cannot be destroyed. If Maya is not destroyed, you cannot get freedom. So if that Maya is verily false entity, then how is it destruction possible? So he is raising a philosophical question that, oh Krishna, you are telling that Maya is unreal. It is only projection and covering and projection. If it is so, then tell me Maya, which is the... And you are saying in one side it is the power of Brahman. If it is the power of Brahman, so Brahman and his power are same. You and your power cannot be separated. Oh, here is your power, here is you. Your talent, say you are an artist, talent here and you person here. Can I separate out two identity? No. Similarly, Brahman and its power of manifesting the world are two different things? No. If it is not, then how can you destroy Maya? I have one question. They tell me how Maya, which is the power of Brahman, and Brahman is eternal existence, can be subject to destruction. You cannot destroy them. Maya cannot be destroyed. Then you remain in this world like this forever. Or another question, if the Maya is verily false, if you say Maya is not there, then what is the question of destruction? This, when you read the Vedanta, it comes to very subtle areas where very many knots are tightened there. It is for finer understanding. So two questions. If it is say it is the Brahman's power, Brahman is eternal. And his power is also eternal. No question of destruction. And if you say it is destruction, is nature, it is destructible, then if Maya is not there, what is the question of destruction of it? Understand these two questions? Mostly no. It's a very subtle anyhow. It needs long time and analysis, no? Power of Brahman is called Maya. If Brahman is eternal, absolute, so power is also always with him. So you cannot destroy Maya.
Or created.
Or can be created. That's why. And if it is not created, then what is the question of his destruction? There is no house, the destruction of the house. Question does not come. So this is the question put by Bhagavan says, listen to me, on the verse number 25. Mayakhang bhava sangyuktang kathayami shrunussume prakriting gunasammatyat mayancha adbhutakarinim. Listen to me, I am describing to you that which is called the cosmic ignorance as Maya, that is yoked in various types of ideas. That Maya, the doer of wonders, through the balance of the qualities of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, that is called the nature or Prakriti. So, three gunas, when they are in perfect balance, then there is no creation. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, the whole Maya is also defined as, Maya is equal to the three gunas, three qualities, Sattvika quality, Rajas and Tamas quality. So, all these three, when it is perfectly balanced, there is no creation. You remember there's simple, we read in the dynamics that if you hold a ball and tie with rope in three direction, three ropes, 120 degrees, and then pull in each direction with the same force, ball will not move anywhere, it will remain. This balance comes, one becomes little more, one little less, then it moves this direction or that direction. Resultant direction it moves. That's it, science tells us. So when the three gunas are in perfect balance, no creation. So Maya you don't see the manifestation, there is no Maya. When it gets disbalanced, then comes the creation. See? So that is called the nature. Their nature comes, Rajas. That is a Maya, the doer of wonders, through the balance of the qualities is called nature. Maya has the power to do wonderful creation of this earth, heaven, stars, galaxies. It is called the Prakriti or nature.
Small feedback.
Now, 26th verse. This is called, I am reading, it is too technical because it is short period on the revision, it becomes too heavy. So, just reading that verse after verse little bit quickly. When the Maya appropriates everything and remains indifferent, Maya is called the primordial source, Pradhana. As Maya is destroyed by knowledge, she is called the ignorant. As Maya is destroyed by knowledge, that's why it is called ignorance. The ignorance, I am ignorant, by knowledge, my ignorance goes away. So it says, as Maya is destroyed by knowledge, that's why we analyze Vedantic way, I am not the body, not the mind, I am the Atman, I am the Atman. No? This analysis. So this is the knowledge. As by repeating this knowledge and practicing this knowledge, one goes beyond ignorance, therefore she is destroyed. Maya is destroyed. Likewise, Maya is called the power of Brahman, as Maya rests on Brahman. Maya can neither arise nor remain in any place other than in consciousness. It's a very important point. Vina chaitannamannatra no deti nachatishtati atayeva brahma shakti iti ahur brahmavadina. Therefore, the Brahmavadins, means the knowers of Brahman, they declare Maya to be the power of Brahman. So, Maya can neither arise nor remain in any place other than consciousness. Very simple. Waves and ripples and bubbles and foams cannot come up or stand and dance unless there is a ground of ocean. Can you imagine that go to the Pacific Ocean and think that no ocean is there, only the waves and ripples? Is it possible? Huh? Yes or no? No. That's the point. We cannot imagine. Similarly, the cosmic consciousness, which is called the Brahman, cosmic consciousness, if it is not there as the ground, all this Maya play, you, me, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, cannot come. Because it is all the waves of the ocean. Ocean of consciousness, and that is ocean of water. Pacific Ocean is the ocean of water. So every wave is nothing but water. Every foam is nothing but water. Every bubble is nothing but water. So we are all bubbles. Some may be like sun is a big bubble. Moon is little lesser bubble. These are all little bubbles and waves and foams in the ocean of consciousness. So it is nothing but, main thing is, it is the divine. What we see as human being or others, because of the three gunas. So this Maya is appearing because of the three gunas. In reality, it comes out of the ocean of consciousness. It stands on that consciousness. It dies on that consciousness. So this is called Tajjalaniti. That's why the Upanishad gives this declaration that Tajja Tadalan Taditi. Everything has come out from Tat, that. Tajja. That means everything is born out of that consciousness. Tadalan. That stands and plays on that. Taditi, at the end of the play, we die. But Vedanta says, you don't die, you go back to your own consciousness. The wave, when it drops, where does it go? To the ocean. you become ocean. You are becoming separate from the ocean as it were, standing on the ocean, forgetting that you are nothing but ocean, and you are dancing and singing and crying and weeping and sobbing and all this drama is going on, and playing for some years, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 10 times, 20 times, 1,000 times, birth and rebirth and rebirth and rebirth going on, and then ultimately you will merge. Where do you go? Where do you come from? Where do you stand? It is all that same ocean. So ocean of consciousness from which we come, in which we sing and dance and cry and weep, in which we go down again merge into the ocean. So that is the Maya is placed for a time, but it is all, we are mistaken. We are seeing the same Brahman, but we are telling, not recognizing as Brahman. You are seeing the ocean as wave ripple, but you are not recognizing an ocean. You are saying, oh, that's a big wave, that's a small wave, oh my God, what a terrible, what is called, tsunami is happening, or all these big tidal waves are flooding the whole city and taking away everything. But it is all ocean, nothing but ocean. Therefore, I shall describe the power principle or Shakti Tattva. Then I will say, now on the verse number 28, he says, Shakti Tattang Prabhakshami. Oh Arjuna, I will tell you the Tattva, the truth, or the principle of Shakti, the power. Listen to that with steadfast mind. Srinusya tat samahito. Listen very carefully, attentively, because it is so technical, it is very difficult to just suddenly push into the mind. It rebounds from the brain. That's why they live in this type of thought day and night for years and years and years. No? To understand this very simple truth, all the people, those who are really struggling to understand, they spend years and years there. Ashupte ramrite kalangnayat Vedanta chintaya. That's why instruction is that you are a student of Vedanta. So, ashupte, when you wake up, and supta means sleep, whole day, incessantly, ashupte. And not one day. I did it yesterday. I thought that it is all Brahman, it is all Atman, it is all Maya, this Maya is nothing. But Maya is nothing, it is only the consciousness. You can say all these things, not one day. Amrite. You are born which day? And die that day. No gap, no holiday in spiritual life. Asupte amrite. What you have to do? Kalang nayat. You have to spend your time Vedanta chintaya, on this thought of the Vedanta. That is all consciousness, appearance is only the play of Maya, and that Maya is covering and projecting, and with that, but whatever covering and projecting, it is ultimately not there, only it is the ocean in different form, ocean of consciousness. You think of that day and night, and then it will be clear one day in a split second. And that's called realization. So this is Shakti Tattva. To understand this, here Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna that listen, that I am now describing you power principle. Listen to that with your very steadfast mind, concentrated mind. Due to the difference between consciousness and matter, two powers, power of consciousness and power of inertness, of Brahman are proclaimed. No? Now two things are jumbled up. Onna, Adhyasa. It's a Vedanta philosophy. Adhyasa philosophy is a Adhyasabad. That's a big thing to understand in Vedanta. Adhyasa means you are superimposing something. A rope is there, you are superimposing snake in darkness. There is some stump of a tree. You are thinking some dangerous person is standing there with a gun in hand in the darkness. But when you bring a light, you say, oh, it is a trees down. No? So, when you bring the light, then you see that it is all God. When you are in darkness, we are crying and weeping. This is the Maya Shakti. This is the Shakti power of Brahman. So I shall describe the power principle. Listen to that with your mind very steadfast. Due to the difference between consciousness and matter in our mind, we always know, this is matter, I am conscious. The ant is moving, it is conscious, and this desk is not. Bacteria has life, moving, conscious, and the other thing. Always we make a distinction between matter and consciousness. But there is no such division. It is ignorance only making the idea of two, which is called consciousness, which is called matter. Now 29 verse says, Chit Shakti '29, 30. My pages are all torn here and there. That has created trouble. 10, 11 pages. Yeah. Okay. It says that Chit Shakti Sarupangeya Maya Jara Vikarini Karja Prasadini Maya Nirvikara Chiti Para. So what it says, it is to be known that the power of consciousness is its supreme consciousness, is essentially nature. What we are talking about the Brahma Shakti, the power of Brahman, that power of consciousness is its essential nature. The power of consciousness is Brahman's nature. Brahman is Satchidananda. But when you look from the standpoint of creation, then you say it is the power of Brahman manifesting as that. Whereas the illusory power of Maya is changeable. So consciousness does not change. But this manifestation, which is that's why it changes. Everything in the world is changing. Sun changes, moon changes, the stars changes, they decay, they decrease, they reform, they go into black hole. Everything is changing in this mass of creation which is appearing as Maya. But Brahman, there is no such change, unchanging reality. That is, the illusory power accomplishes all activities. The supreme consciousness remains unchanged. The ocean, actually ocean, as you take the total ocean, nothing happens to the ocean when it is rippled or waviform or not. Suppose sometimes you see Pacific Ocean is perfectly calm. It is same ocean when it is in wavy form and when it is not. In both cases, they are the same, unchanged. So consciousness is unchanged, Maya is changeable. Example, Agnir Yatha Dvai Shaktir Dahika Cha Prakashika Nahi Bhinna Athava Bhinna Daho Shaktistu Pavakat. Suppose Agnir Jatha, as in the fire, example of the fire, two powers are there. Fire has two powers. One is to burn and another power to shine. No? When you put a few pieces of wood, collect and put a fire, what do you see? What do two things characteristic of fire? One is the heat, another is the light. So as it is, you cannot separate out. Okay, wood separate and heat and light separate. No. Similarly, the power to burn and power, therefore the power to burn is neither identical nor different from the power to shine. You cannot say, I will take out the power to shine and power to burn. Can you separate out from the fire? No. It comes together. It's a package. Together it comes. See, this light and the heat. If I touch it, I can feel the heat. Can you separate out, oh, heat? You heat stay there, light stay here? That is not possible. So, without consciousness, this Maya cannot have any existence. And Maya has this power to manifest and to, as fire has the power to burn and power to shine. The power to burn is neither identical nor different from the power. So, before the fire starts burning, it is not known where and how it exists. Beautiful. Suppose you do not know where the fire is there, they bring a piece here. This is the table is made of wood. Where is the fire? Before you put into strike the match, you do not know where is fire. But when you do that, fire comes out inside. It was inherent in it. Got it? In a piece of wood, the power, the fire was hidden. Do you accept it? In this fire, in this wood there is fire. Do you accept it? But where is that? Huh? You cannot get it. You cannot see it unless it is put into the situation. So similarly, before it starts burning, it is not known where the fire exists and how it exists in the wood. Similarly, because fire is inferred by its action, burning ability, and fire should therefore be inferred as the entity only by the act of burning. So when we see something burning, we think that there is an inherent power in it. So the Maya is the inherent power in Brahman, not visible, but it manifests sometime under circumstances and sometimes not. Given the example, 32 verse, the fire can be obstructed and made not to burn with the help of precious stone, incantations, etc. The power to burn is different from the fire. Its burning nature does not exist when obstructed. That means fire, there is fire, mica foil, no? You put in the mica foil, the fire, it will not burn, no? Or it can stop this fire effect, is it not? In the mica foil? Mica. In the chemistry they do, what is that? In the flame? Anyhow, I am maybe...
What you are talking about in the flame?
The fire, effect of the fire can be reduced. Anyhow, whatever. So, you can do it by mantra.
By throwing some chemicals?
Or some, they are old people, so they are talking about that you can, by the help of some precious stone is there, they can put that the effect of the fire will be reduced. Incantation, etc. The power to burn is different from the fire. Its burning nature does not exist when obstructed. Now, as the burning power does not arise other than from the fire, it is considered to be not different from fire. And this simple formula, the burning power does not arise other than from fire. Where there is fire, there is the burning power. So therefore, it is considered to be not different from fire. This power to burn is perceived neither in the fire nor in its action, in its manifestation as blister. So, when the blister comes, you don't see the fire, neither its action of burning. Before that you feel it, after when the blister comes, you don't see it. Therefore, let the power of Maya be understood as certainly inexpressible. That's why, and miraculous. We cannot say we cannot define what is Maya. That's why it says the power of Maya be only understood by its effect. Maya is there, we understand, because this world is moving. We are every day, we are living in the realm of Maya. in this level of duality. So it is power of Maya we can understand as certainly inexpressible. Actually it cannot be understood. So because I am a product of Maya, how can I understand Maya? If you are a product of Maya, you cannot know you cannot know the birth of your mom. Mom can know our birth because we are a product. But we cannot know. We have heard other things. Who is grandma? That's a different idea. But I cannot see like that. But mom can say, yes, I saw my baby. So from Brahman comes this Maya, but Maya cannot see the Brahman. So that's the point. In the power of Maya be understood as certainly inexpressible. It is there but cannot be expressed. And it is miraculous. The power of fire is not separate from the fire itself. And without the power, fire has no existence. If you take out the burning power, then what is fire? Will you call it fire? A fire and no burning power. So fire and burning power should go side by side. So Maya and this world will go side by side. You go beyond Maya, this world vanishes. Therefore, 35 verse says, the power is the essential nature of fire and of the nature of effulgence. The essential nature of fire and nature of effulgence. Likewise, it is to be remembered that the power of consciousness belongs to Brahman and the essential nature, which is the essential nature of Brahman. So that means everything comes out of consciousness. And consciousness is the nature of Brahman. As fire is the nature of the what you call the firewood or something, no? Sorry, the heat is the nature of the fire, no? Heat you understand by whether it is fire, how you understand? You touch it is hot. If there is no heat, you don't call it fire. Similarly, if there is no consciousness, there is no Maya. Therefore, Maya is inert, subject to destruction and subject to change like that of the power to burn. So Maya is a cosmic ignorance, is inert. It has no power of its own unless the consciousness is behind. The jumping and dancing of the waves are not possible if there is no ocean on the ground to hold it, no? In the empty space, bubbles and ripples and foams and waves will be jumping. No, it should have substratum, no? You are jumping. On what? The ground of the earth. I am walking. If there is no ground, can you walk? Of course, yogic power, you can walk in the space. That's a different thing. But in other ways you can do it. But rationally, if there is no ground on which to walk, you cannot walk. So this whole world, Maya, is inert. Maya cannot do anything. Like the pots and pan and the food you are cooking in the pan. But they are all inert. Only consciousness percolates to that. Heat percolates to that. And then makes the pot hot, water hot, and the food hot. And you put your finger, you say, oh my God, my finger burned. Pot cannot burn your finger. Water cannot burn your finger. What burned? Actually, you don't know. The heat which was under the pan, oven, that oven, heat of the oven, the heat of the consciousness is making you, me, and the whole universe move and talk, as if we are all self-conscious. Are we so? These are all robot. These eyes, ears, is it not? Just think in physical anatomy, how it is functioning. It is a robot. But what makes this robot work and what does not? It is the consciousness. We say, oh, he lost consciousness. This man is dying, he has lost consciousness. He is in comatic state, he is not coming back. What do you mean by that? The consciousness is getting disconnected. It cannot, but in the external world, this connection is getting disconnected. So, Maya is inert, subject to destruction, and subject to change, like the power to burn. That which is essentially unreal nature is by non-existent. Once the truth is experienced, Maya gets destroyed. What happens? When your knowledge comes, you understand this, then you know it is why I am paying my attention to the name and form, the dancing and jumping of this inert material. Why not look at the consciousness, substratum of everything? That is called Brahman. And when that knowledge comes, this drama stops. They see us, they will see, as I am seeing you. A Brahma Jnani, a knower of Brahman will see only consciousness sitting there. All these spiritual teachers saw the same reality everywhere, and that is the consciousness. And they call it Christ, they call it Rama, they call it Krishna, or whatever name you give to that. But it is the one consciousness. In seeing so long in Maya, in different name and form only, but you are seeing the water of the ocean. So you are seeing consciousness only. O Partho, 37 verse, O Partho, mittheti nishchayat Partho, mittha vastu vinashyati. When you recognize it is false, its strength to delude you goes away. Someone is telling you something, creating something out of fantasy and trying to create a fear in your mind. When you know it is lie, then you don't get frightened at all. Then you know you can reject that. So once falsehood, Maya is not there, only Brahman is there, it is known, the unreal object gets destroyed. The unreal object don't appear like unreal, he appears as God. God sitting, I am serving God, seeing God, feeling God. There is nothing but God. Nothing is going up and seeing from that platform going down, see that it is all God. When you go up, then you treat Maya. Oh my God, I am in so much suffering, I am in so much bereavement, I am going to die, and oh my God, who will help me? All this fear are there. And when you transcend that and try to see it is a play of the consciousness and reach that plane of consciousness by purified mind and touch that, and then you come back, you see, oh, whom I was fearing? Can I fear myself? I am in everybody. In thousands of eyes I see, millions of hands I work, millions of feet I walk. Why do I need to have everything through this body only? I am in everywhere. So I am that consciousness, I am that Brahman, I am that Atman. That knowledge comes. So, O Partho, once the falsehood is ascertained, the unreal object gets destroyed. Its value is no more to us. Maya, the embodied astonishment, Ascharya Rupini, as bestows delight to the knower of truth by her own total destruction. Maya, this is beautiful. Swanasheno hi harsada. This is a beautiful word used in Panchadoshi also. Maya is such, she gets happy if someone can recognize that it is the power of Brahman, or it is Brahman itself. That means when you recognize this as Brahman, you are free. And also Divine Mother opens the door. In Bhakti school we call Mahamaya, Vedanta called Maya, but we are mixing together to make it delicious. So the Mahamaya opens the door. Oh, you recognized me. Sometimes mom plays with the children, with wearing a mask. Swami Vivekananda said, oh mother, you played with me wearing a mask and frightened me, no? And I was crying and weeping. Now I could recognize who are you. So I know you are Brahman, and you know in the Maya, play of the Maya, you took that form, and I was frightened with that, and now I understand you are there. So child feels free when he understands the mom is playing in the role just for fun. To the ignorant people, Maya is a charmer, to like us. We are charmed. What is this world? I am done, I am gone. No? She means Maya, gets totally destroyed as soon as one views her from the right perspective from the standpoint of consciousness, from the standpoint of Brahman. Maya does not at all desire the company of them who perfectly know her real nature. That means, to the knower of truth, Maya does not show any play anymore. She knows that they have recognized me. Recognized me, it is for fun. That's why you call the Leela of the Lord, 38. And I'll say the 39, that will end this chapter. The frightful great Maya generates incomparably great delusion. This Maya is frightful. It's just for fun. He plays with the children and plays in the role of frightening these children. So the frightful great Maya, Mahamaya Ghora, Janayati Moha Mohumulam Moham Atulam, incomparable great delusion. Maya creates this incomparable. That's why we are all bound. Who is there in the world is not entangled into the realm of this Maya or ignorance, cosmic ignorance. From that people fall helplessly in pursuing their own needs, falling from our real nature, seeing the play of Maya. We are blindly pursuing the small needs. I want this, I want that, I want that, I will be happy with it, I will have it. And become paralyzed with grief. That's why we get paralyzed. I want this, and I get it, that also brings suffering. And I don't get it, that also brings grief. If I get, afterwards I think, hey, what is this? I need much more. And when that is, and if you don't get, then you are also in grief. So both ways we are grieving. They endure numerous unbearable afflictions of birth, death, and ailment or old age. They experience tremendous misery and do not find any way out to attain the supreme goal, even in many lifetimes. So, life's goal should be to know this Maya. Mahamaya Ghora. Here is name, beautiful name. Here is talking of absolute Vedanta, but he is making it sweeter to us. This Maya is a frightening thing. But when you call Mahamaya, great mother, loving mother, sweet mother, playing with me in the form of Maya, no? So when you know it is the play of consciousness, then what can bind you? Here is consciousness, there is consciousness. Consciousness playing with the consciousness. One wave is ocean water, another wave is ocean water. Both are playing, dancing, fighting, loving, hitting, killing. But what is that? It is all ocean. When you know it, then you are free. When you don't know, we cry, we grieve, we fight, we smile. Whatever happens in this world of duality, we are living in that. So here ends the chapter, third chapter, conversation between Arjuna and Vasudeva. So we end here. So Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. If there is any question, then I will answer this. No other question. That's good. Sending pranam. Any question? So sum and substance of what we read today is that this world is Maya, but Maya is, we in ignorant state, we call Maya is Jara or inert, and consciousness is another thing. We do not know there is no two. But this here we read today that the consciousness is the element, and in that cosmic consciousness there is something which is to manifest, the power to manifest. That power to manifest is called this world, this universe, Jagat. So therefore, what to understand this world, as you see, we have to recognize this Maya. How can we recognize this? Not as matter, but try to understand it is one power of Brahman manifested in name and form. One ocean water, H2O, manifested in the form of waves and ripples and forms. So this, it is to see that, to know that, that is called knowledge, and to get out of ignorance is the freedom. Otherwise it is bondage and suffering. Okay? And then tomorrow we will have a gospel class at 7:30 p.m. and I will be giving the gospel class tomorrow. Okay, thank you.